Hi, and welcome to the Joy Magazine's second annual Women's Luncheon. We are so happy to have Cheryl here again to guide us and join us together. Cheryl, congratulations on second annual. It's wonderful already.
Hi, Joyce. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And we're excited on this second anniversary for International Women's Day. We're here because we want to celebrate women. Women 50 plus, we're focusing on. And our theme is Give to Gain, Thriving Together, Power of Connection. And that's what we're going to be talking about. We have a wonderful keynote speaker, and we're just excited for this afternoon.
Well, I like to tell you, I am thrilled to be here again because you definitely put on a very well run event, and I'm really happy to see the turnout. Now, who is our keynote speaker this year?
The keynote speaker is Maureen D. Jenks, and she will bring a powerful message and also interactive message to help us to share our wisdom that we've gained over the years and also to think about more about how in our life we give and then we receive. We receive through connection, we receive through just happiness and joy, and it's going to be powerful.
I love it. Thank you so much for doing this again. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you to be a vendor at this or other events, how can they reach you?
Thank you. We do have programming on this channel, and you can also access the website, which is www.thejoymagazine.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you.
My name is Rashonda Ambrose, and I am the daughter of Cheryl Jones, the founder of the Joy Magazine and the visionary behind this amazing event. I'm happy to introduce her, and she will formally kick off our second annual luncheon to celebrate International Women's Day.
Thank you, Rashonda. Now, I was going to introduce her, but see, there's always a higher mind out there. You all look so wonderful. I am so happy that you're here. It's really a beautiful picture standing here looking at you. So I thank you for coming out this afternoon. You could have been somewhere else, but you're here, and I appreciate that. So I said hello, and I welcome you to the second annual International Women's Day, hosted by the Joy Magazine. And I first want to thank my sponsors. You will hear from them later in the program, so I'm not going to mention names, so that you will be waiting to hear who the sponsors were. And they have been very, very encouraging to me. So International Women's Day is celebrated worldwide on March 8th each year. And the first global International Women's Day was in 1911. So this year marks the 115th anniversary of the celebration. This day honors the global activism of those committed to advancing gender equality. It recognizes the efforts to build a more equal and supportive society for women and girls. The Joy Magazine proudly celebrates this occasion by acknowledging achievements, by trying to connect women, and encouraging women over 50. This is a group that faces unique challenges, including societal negativity surrounding aging and discrimination, among other issues. Now, the global theme for 2026 is Give to Gain, Thriving Together. And that underscores the importance of generosity and collaboration. Throughout this event, you'll learn more about the essence of giving to gain. Thriving together perfectly embodies the spirit of all of you, because I have been the recipient of all of your gifts. Our individual strengths are amplified when we support each other and we share wisdom. Every act of giving, whether it's a word of encouragement or our listening ear, it creates a ripple effect, ensuring that we not only survive, but we thrive. So I thank you. I want you to enjoy the food, enjoy networking and connecting and shopping, and just enjoy the overall celebration. Now, this next part was, I was going to introduce my daughter. There's something she did not say, and I will share with you. I have found her to be a very dedicated professional. She leads an organization serving the aging population. After several years in corporate America, working in pharmaceutical and beverage industries, she transitioned into Oasis Senior Advisors. She's located in New Jersey, but Oasis Senior Advisors is located, I believe, nationally, where she networks nationally, where she discovered a passion for supporting seniors and their families. So it's my pleasure and my honor that she has traveled to be with me today and help lead me too.
But I do want to say thank you to our sponsors. I believe I've acknowledged AARP and the Community Voice Channel from Connecticut. And I want to say thank you to Claire Hall for being here, a new author who has brought her book and is signing. So make sure if you haven't had a chance to see her that you stop by.
And now we're talking with Claire, the author of this wonderful book. And we're here on a very special day. It's her mom's anniversary, and it's the first time she's displayed and sold her books. So we're very proud to be her first. Welcome, Claire. Tell us a little bit about your book.
On Memory Pond is its name. And my mom had dementia and Parkinson. And the book was born from my relationship with my mom. Basically, what I had to do was find ways to reach her, to talk with her. And I did a lot of research on memory tools that helped me connect with her. And that's why the book was written, to provide for everyone opportunities to communicate better with friends, with neighbors, with family who are struggling with any kind of memory loss, whether it's dementia or Alzheimer's. It gives you tools to stay alive with them and to keep them alive and moving. And that's the heart and soul of it.
It reminded me so much of my grandmother. Her love language was Broadway musicals. She could forget all kinds of things, but you start singing a Broadway musical, and she was right there, musicals from the 40s and everything.
Absolutely.
So it was a nice connection for me to see your book. And now, since these folks aren't here with us, how can they find you and buy your book?
They can actually go online and buy it on clairechall.com. That's where you can see all the information about the book. And they also have a newsletter, a monthly newsletter called the Memory Loopers Community Newsletter. And that gives more techniques and better ways to connect every single month after you're done reading the book. It's fascinating. It's wonderful for people to have it. And you also get a chance to join a community forum to share your it may be struggles or your challenges with memory loss or people who have memory loss. It's a safe place to work together to combat, some of those issues that we all, every day, we connect with. From walking into a room and not knowing where you are, to your keys not knowing where they are, to just being able to talk with individuals. And that's what's the most important thing. Everyone has a story.
Oh, I got a million of them. No, really, thank you so much for sharing that and the resources. And it goes along with the theme of the day of giving and connecting and just helping others. So thank you so much for coming here.
Very welcome. For everybody, live forward with your memories. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we're here with Dia. She's got these beautiful products, and we've really enjoyed them. And I wanted to talk more about Jafra and how you met the folks here and came to this event.
Okay, well, it's a lot of stuff. So, the name of my business is Love Your Look with Jafra, and I met Cheryl at an event a few years ago at a health fair, and we connected, and now we have a business relationship and a friendship, and that's why I'm here today. I was here last year too, not here, but somewhere else. And I have a host of products in Jafra's line with me today. I'm focusing on hand treatments and fragrance today, and I don't know. What else do you want to know?
Well, I'd like to know a little bit more about the hand cream because I have seen a lot of folks using it. That's the great thing about a vendor event. We get to try your products. So what can you tell me about the hand cream specifically?
Oh, so we have several hand creams, but the first thing that people love are the different fragrances we have. We have almond and coconut and olive and ginger And we also have scrubs to exfoliate the skin. And so people are purchasing up the Hand Care Duo today, which has a polish, a hand polish, and a cream with SPF, of course.
Oh, we all need that SPF. Well, thank you so much for being here, Dia, and congratulations on having a great event.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker. Maureen has built a long and varied career in healthcare, beginning as a registered nurse, and after earning her MBA, moving into executive leadership in healthcare education. She's been a passionate advocate for youth and adult learners. She's been teaching at Southern New Hampshire University for more than 15 years. As a certified workforce development professional, so I just listed a couple of credentials. She's an RN, MBA, and also a certified workforce development professional, just so we know who we're in the room with, right? So we're gonna call Maureen up in a minute. She focuses on transforming healthcare workforce systems through strategic collaboration and policy innovation. In her role as a business partnership coordinator at a workforce development board, she leads a regional sector partnership and action teams that are dedicated to advancing career awareness, training pathways, and job quality across Connecticut's healthcare ecosystem. Was that a mouthful? Accomplished. Accomplished. Congratulations and thank you to you. And there's more, I'm still reading. We're not done yet. She's also a certified professional coach and the owner of the Life Saloon LLC, where she offers life and career coaching to individuals of all ages, with a focus on young adults navigating life's next steps and adults 50 plus preparing for their next chapter. Maureen published her first book, My Work Threads, which is right here in the front, right, Maureen? So make sure you check that out. That was another accomplishment just last year. Congratulations on that. It's a story of resilience, perseverance, survival, and the transformative power of unexpected forgiveness. She resides in Unionville. She is an avid birder and hiker, and she enjoys singing with her local choral group. So with that, I am so excited to announce that we have Maureen Jinks joining us this afternoon as our keynote speaker.
Hi, and now we get an opportunity to talk to Maureen Jenks. Maureen, welcome. And how did you find out about Cheryl's event?
Actually, somebody reached out who had seen my profile on the Connecticut Authors and Publishers Association website, and she emailed me and said, "Hey, you know, this event is looking for a keynote speaker, and you look like you'd be a great fit." And so she put me in touch with Cheryl, and her and I had a bunch of Zoom meetings together and just hit it off immediately. And she said, "Yeah, she'd be a great fit, so we'd be happy to have you as a keynote."
Wonderful. I really appreciate you being here today. The more business women from across the state that get together, the more we can help each other out.
So I'm delighted to be with you here today for this International Women's Day celebration. And as you know, we've already talked about the theme for this year is Give to Gain. When people, organizations, and communities give generously, opportunities for women increase. When opportunities and support rises, we thrive. When just one of us thrives, we all thrive. So what can we give? We can give time, right? We can volunteer for a cause that we're passionate about. We can give donations, we can physically support those causes. We can give knowledge, right? We can become mentors and teachers. And we can give kindness. That's something we should be doing every day, right? And those random acts of kindness also, right? Where we do something, we don't tell the world about it, right? We just do it because it brings us joy. So today, we're not going to forget about that expansive description of Give to Gain, right? But I want to bring it in a little bit and bring it into this room, to those of you that are sitting here today, and about what we can give to ourselves. Why do we want to do that? This is our time. This is our life, right? Nobody else can make the life that you want except for you, right? Only us. In Joni Mitchell's song, The Circle Game, I won't sing it, but I'll tell you what it says. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return. We can only look behind from where we came. So what does that mean? Yesterday is gone, right? We can only look back. We have memories, but we can look forward, right? And I have my sister in the room with me, so so she's known me. We're only a year apart, right? So she's known me 60, going on 61 years here. And I wonder, she might be sitting there during this talk and saying, M, that's what she calls me. Oh, M, like, are you listening to your own advice? Are you listening to what you're telling us here today? And what I'll say is, I'm not going to profess to be perfect on all of this, right? But I do try to keep it in mind every day, and I do try to course correct when I can. And I coach others, and I often find myself coaching myself as well, right? So here we go. First, give to gain. Give yourself permission. Gain joy. Joy isn't something always that you stumble on, but it can be sometimes. The other day I was walking out of my neighbor's house and down her back steps, and all against the foundation of her house were those little snowdrop flowers. I mean, there were hundreds of them lined up against her foundation. And it just filled me with such joy. I was like, oh my goodness, yes, spring is finally on the way, right? But joy is also something that you allow, all right? So here's some things. Rest. Do nothing. How many times I find myself snuggled in on maybe later today on a rainy Saturday afternoon, right, on the couch, I'm going to binge on some Netflix. Half an hour goes by and I say, oh, this is disgusting. I need to get up and do something, right? Yeah. No, you don't. Stay with your butt on that couch and enjoy your show, right? So you have to do that. You want to sing. You want to dance. And even if you don't do it well, so what? Do it anyway. Who cares, right? Be loud. Be quiet. Be silly. Take a moment to smell the fresh scent of freshly fallen rain. Do you ever smell that smell? Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. And then, what about hearing falling snow? If you walk in the woods, I was walking in the woods one day and I heard the snowflakes falling on the crunchy oak leaves that were left on the trees. And I just stood there and I was like, I can hear the snow falling. And I felt peace and joy just from the little thing, right? So, give yourself permission, gain joy. All right. Next, give yourself individuality and gain freedom. So how many of you are in a relationship, a marriage, a partnership, could even be a friendship? Raise your hand. Right? Me too, right? So we're all a part of, we're part of a we, right? But you have to be a me before you are a part of a we, right? So you want to be your own individual person, and it's okay to do that, right? You want to do your own thing. You want to have your own hobbies, right? You want to enjoy being alone. How many of you have actually gone out to a restaurant and eaten a meal by yourself? What did you think?
Love it.
Didn't you love it? I mean, who better company than yourself, right? I mean, if you feel like you are not your best company, that's a conversation, right? And not everybody feels that way. Not everybody is comfortable being alone, but try it. Try to be alone, because look around the room. We're all women here. If we have men in our lives, statistically speaking, what happens? There is a time when we do end up alone more often than men do, right? So you're going to want to be happy with being by yourself sometimes. Embrace your quirks, right? We've all got them. Oh, my sister knows I do, for sure. I'm an avid birder. Don't go for a walk with me outside because I won't listen to you. I'll just be listening to the birds. And every single day of my life, not right now, but when I go home, I will put on a pair of the Peanuts gang socks. My daughter knows, holidays coming up, she'll say, Mom, how you doing with those socks? Do I need to get you more? Every single day I have a pair of those socks on. And I'm just going to take a little off course here. Why? Why the Peanuts gang? Think about Charlie Brown. I bet Charles Schulz never realized that he was going to develop a mentor and a role model when he developed Charlie Brown, the character, right? I mean, think about it. He is bullied. He never gets Valentine's. His kite is always tangled up in the tree when he flies it, right? Lucy is always pulling that football out from him when he tries to kick it. Even his own dog doesn't like him all the time, right? But what does he do? He just keeps going, and he still remains kind, right? What a mentor, what a role model. He's always been mine. I even have a cardboard cutout of him in my back seat of my car. Right? Talk about quirks. I've got him, right? That's okay. Embrace him. So give yourself individuality and gain freedom. Next, give yourself grace, give room to breathe. Now this is where my sister is going to be thinking, listen to yourself. Don't be perfect. My ex-brother-in-law used to text me or call me the morning before we'd have like a Christmas dinner at our house. Everybody would come to our house, and he'd ask me if I washed the kitchen floor, because that was like a big thing. You got to wash the kitchen floor before you have 15 people coming into your house, dumping, stuffing remnants all over the floor, and gravy drips and all that. But boy, that kitchen floor had to be cleaned before the company came, right? So it's just 5-second stuff. What's that?
The 5-second rule.
Right, exactly, right? And don't do everything. We don't have to do everything. And when somebody else offers to do something for you, my partner Steve, love him. He'll do the laundry. He doesn't fold my underwear quite the way I like them to be folded, but I have to be like, okay, that's all right. I'll put them in the drawer the way they are. I want to say I'll fold them differently later, but no, don't do everything. When people offer to do things for you, let them do it. You don't have to do it all. Here's a big one. Don't take everything personally. I don't know if any of you have read the book, Four Agreements.
Yes.
Yes, right? And that's one of the main ones in there is don't take everything personally. Because you know what? Did you know that so much of what other people do to you, say to you, or the way they act, it's not about you at all. If we have been involved with anybody who have addictions in our lives, it's not about you, it's about them. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but it is. It's about them. It's not about you. So when people are saying things to you that are mean or cruel or whatever, it's not about you. It is about them. So don't take everything so personally. Don't give in to that outdated vision of growing older. I saw a little clip of Morgan Freeman. Love him, right? Morgan Freeman is 88 years old. And he was asked, how do you stay so young? And he said, I just don't let that old man in. That's right. So whatever that is, that vision that we have of like our parents or our grandparents or, others growing old, there's that kind of that look or that feel, right? We don't have to have that. So don't let that person in. Give yourself grace, gain room to breathe. Give yourself courage, gain possibility. Try new things. Take risks. I'm not saying we're all going to go out and go skydiving tomorrow, right? But do something different. Take some risks. I always ask myself, if I'm in a group and I want to say something or if I want to give an opinion or something, what I'll ask myself is, what is the worst thing that could happen if I said this or did, And I'll say, is somebody going to smack me over the head with a cast iron skillet? No. They might disagree with you, or they might have some rebuttal for you, but that's okay. Just say it. Don't be afraid. Here's a good one. Have the courage to give up things that don't fit anymore. Yes. Right? And I'm not talking about clothes. Right? Some of us have clothes from when we, weigh 10 pounds more, 10 pounds, whatever. I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about relationships too, right? And so often I find myself in my relationships in my life always the one reaching out, right? And then I wonder, why aren't people reaching out to me first? Right. Do they value me? Do they not? Right? I had a friend of mine. We were friends since we were in 3rd grade. And we kind of went our own ways through life. Then we tried to kind of get together as friends. And our values and morals and just style of life were totally different. And we actually had an intelligent conversation about it's okay that we're not going to be friends. Right? So it's okay to do that. Have the courage to do that. Say no. Don't be afraid to say no. Or let's practice. Repeat after me. No.
No.
No, thank you.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Not even if you pay me. Not even if you pay me. Right? Don't be afraid to say no. And you don't have to go into a huge, long dissertation of why you're saying no. Just say no, no thank you, not even if you pay me, etc. Right? Have the courage to do that. Give yourself courage, gain possibility. Give forgiveness, and this is more for others. You're giving others forgiveness, gain peace. And I might get a little choked up here. I hope you don't mind, but you know, when we forgive somebody, we think that that means whatever behavior, whatever they did to us was okay, right? We also feel that it means that we forgot about what happened, right? But it's not true. And you know, it took me almost 60 years to realize that, and then I wrote a book about it. So when we hold on to anger or behavior of others, you know what? That isn't impacting that other person. Like, I think of my ex-husband. I had a terrible divorce, and, you know, I was so angry and so, just mad, you know, and just thinking about him and saying things in my mind, but that wasn't impacting him at all. He was off doing his own life. It was impacting me. It was taking away from my peace, right? Because I couldn't forgive what had happened, right? So it impacts you. So forgiveness shows an understanding. Again, going back to that, it's not about you, right? It's about the other person. Forgiveness may show an understanding of why other people's are the way they are. So it's kind of like, okay, that's that person, you know? That's the way they are. I forgive them for being that way. And this isn't easy. This is not an easy thing to do, I know. Forgiveness is not about, my little word, forgetness, right? Forgiveness is not about forgetness. You'll learn lessons from your past, and you're going to remember them. But you will have peace. So I want you to think about today, is there somebody in your life, in your past, that you could give your forgiveness to and have that peace? Right? Give forgiveness, gain peace. Before we end, I want to do one final thing together. Repeat after me. I will give.
I will give.
And I will gain.
And I will gain.
And the best is still ahead of me.
And the best is still ahead of me.
I am not done yet.
I am not done yet.
That's right. We are strong, we are wise, we are hilarious, we are resilient, we are powerful in ways that we don't even realize. And we are entering a chapter of life where we can give, where we get to give to ourselves. So, give yourself permission. Give yourself individuality. Give yourself grace. Give yourself courage. And give someone your forgiveness. And in return, you will gain joy, freedom, possibility, room to breathe, peace, and most importantly, a life that feels beautifully and unapologetically yours. I wish you a happy International Women's Day, and may you continue to give boldly and gain abundantly. Thank you.
What was one of the main messages you wanted to get across today?
Well, you know, being that the theme for this year for the International Women's Day is about give to gain, I really wanted to sort of bring the focus back to the people sitting in this room and talk about how, yes, we want to give to others out there and to gain things from that, or maybe not. Maybe we're just giving because we give. But also how important it is to give to yourself because you'll gain things when you do that. So that was really the main part of my talk, was really looking at ourselves and how we can best take care of ourselves, live our best life, and to really understand that, no matter what our age is, when we're talking about 50 and above, we are definitely not done yet.
I can vouch for that. I fit the category. It also reminds me of the whole, you put your mask on first so you can help others.
Yes.
You got to take care of yourself.
Right.
It's okay to say no. It's okay to say not now.
Yep.
And it's okay to do you.
Right,
So it's a wonderful message. What are some of the other bits of information you want to share?
So I am also a professional life and career coach, and I do have a website, Life's Looms, LLC. That'll give you some information about, what I do, what kind of coaching I do. And then I also am a new author. I put out my first book in 2025 called My Warp Threads, and it really is a story about, it's a memoir about my rather challenging childhood relationship with my mom, but in the end, the story really brings around the importance of forgiveness and what that can actually do for yourself when you are able to forgive somebody.
That is powerful. Very, very nice message. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming. I look forward to seeing you at next year's event.
Yeah, I'll be there. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
There were moments, Maureen, where it got really quiet, and I know people were in deep reflection. So thank you. That was excellent. And some of that needs to be on a T-shirt. Those were slogans. Those were Post-it notes on your, just things, reminders, right? That we all need, daily reminders. So thank you for that. I think for all of us in here, I hope you really let that marinate. Take that with you. Share it with other women in your network, in your family. Really take it to heart. And I think Maureen issued some challenges, right? Yes. So hopefully you made some notes, wrote it down, put it in your phone. Think about it and see how it can make a difference in your life. So I just want to say thank you again. That was excellent. Excellent. So I do want to honor and acknowledge the visionary behind today's program. She put her thoughts and touches into every single element of the table, of the selfie wall, of the speakers, of the vendors. Everything was carefully curated and selected. So Cheryl Jones, we want to celebrate you.
Thank you, Darby.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution to make this event possible. Melanie.
Hello, my name is Melanie Berthel. I am the outreach trainer and program manager at Community Voice Channel. Community Voice Channel is a nonprofit public access TV station. We are in the Tolland County area. We serve 7 towns in Connecticut. And we offer free workshops to learn how to film, to make entertaining shows, informative shows. We want shows to come from the community, and it's your right to freedom of speech. So if anyone is ever interested in making a show, you can come see me, or if you don't live around here, please reach out to your public access station because we all have access to one.
Yeah.
So please take advantage of it. They offer great things for the community. I'm trying to be out in the community as much as I can. If some of you want me to film your event, advertise your event, anything, just reach out to me, let me know. And we're a nonprofit, so we're always looking for donations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much for being here and helping to make today's event possible.
Our pleasure. My name is Vita White, and I am on the Executive Council of AARP for the state of Connecticut, and also an advocacy volunteer. So the first thing I'm going to say, I'm not selling insurance. I have nothing to do with health coverage.
Okay, thank you.
None of that, that's the commercial end. But the work that we do is the nonprofit end. And when you think about the things we're talking about today, how do you live your best life? How do you make a difference? How do you give back after you've given a lot of other stuff? But this is for me as a volunteer for AARP. This is my 12th year. I never thought when I first came in I'd be with the AARP for 12 years. And I haven't sold one insurance policy. But what I have had opportunity to do is go down to the Capitol as an advocacy volunteer to meet with our state legislators about issues that are important to the 50-plus demographic. And this is a group where everybody's healthy and you don't have to worry about, your health care and things like that. But there's so many people in the state of Connecticut who are taking care of someone who might be disabled, or they're the caretaker. And that's sandwich generation where they're still working, trying to work, and still trying to take care of their loved one. So these are the issues that we work on in AARP, not all of them, but just some of the issues. So with that, thank you very much for the opportunity to come today and talk about AARP. If you want to be a volunteer, I encourage it. So,
Thank you. And then Claire, may I ask you to come up? Thank you so very much for being here and contributing to helping to make this event a success. Claire Hall.
I first want to thank Cheryl for providing this wonderful forum. I hand to Cheryl. She was incredible at what she's doing. Maureen, you are just so inspiring. Thank you for speaking here today. For more than 40 years, I was in education and nonprofit leadership. When I retired, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going forward, exactly what I was going to be doing. But when that chapter closed, what surprised me the most is what the opening was, what the possibilities were. Retirement didn't slow me down, not at all. It invited me to reflect with a lot more curiosity. And that shift led to my book On Memory Pond. On Memory Pond was born because of the relationship I had with my mother. She had dementia and she struggled with Parkinson. My struggle was every single weekend I would travel to see Mom, she was about an hour and a half away, was communicating with her as her disease progressed. And I felt my job was to find tools, find ways to connect the very best way with her, to keep her alive for as long as we could have her. And I did that. And I did that in a lot of research, and the book came from that. So the diseases didn't end up being all sad. It was joyful. It was rediscovering. It was accepting the fact that what she believed in was very different, or what we believed in as her daughters were very different than what it was. And it was okay to see that black cat flying around because it ended up being Uncle Joe. She didn't know that, I didn't know that. But that's exactly what happened as I began to write more, reflect more, and grow more. So today I hope to share with you On Memory Pond. It's a reflective, it's helping you to live forward with your memories. It's not leaving memories behind, whether you struggle with them, whether you celebrate them. With humor, you learn how to live forward with your memories. So my mom, 8 years today, she passed. So it's a special day for me, and I have to say it's the first time that I bring the book out publicly. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Claire.
Hi, and welcome back for the second annual International Women's Day Luncheon. One of the many benefits of attending these events is getting to meet the women who represent ourselves and others and help to support each other in this economy. Now, this first table really drew me in because there are purses and some of the most interesting hats. And would they be fascinators? We're going to find out. Welcome. And you are Levon?
Levon Womack. Hi, Levon Womack. I'm with That's My Handbags. This business started out with my son, who's a special needs, and he's also a Christian rapper. They said that he would never read, walk, talk, or read or write. And today I have to say my son read, writes, walks, and talks. Now, because he's a Christian rapper, he has to pay for studio time. And this business was born because of him his studio time fees. So this is where this had started out. He's doing much better on his own right now, and I'm really proud, and I give God all the praise and glory because of all the things that he has done.
Well, that is wonderful. Actually, a certified special education teacher. Yes, and I'm very familiar with students on IEPs.
Oh, yes.
So,
Me too.
yes, I would gather that. Congratulations. It does take a lot of involvement, and the more we expect of them, the more they rise.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I understand that you have these specialized handbags, and no two are alike.
Most cases. Usually I try to buy unique handbags, and I buy wholesale and sell retail. I do not make them myself. So yes, as you can see, I have a lot of variety of things, including glasses, handbags, hats, all types of those type of things. So yes.
Well, how did you find out about this women's luncheon?
I think I was doing an event with someone else before, and they took my card, and then they've been inviting me, and I've been coming to many of their events over the years. I think the pandemic slowed down a lot of the things, so it has a lot to do with that. So.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Glad to be around a lot of phenomenal women. I see other businesses here that is intriguing, so I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me, and thank you for interviewing me and being first.
It it takes a lot of people to put together an event like this, and
Maureen, I'm going to ask you to come up. I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Very heartfelt message and so much learning for us. So much wisdom you imparted on us. Some things that I knew, but didn't take to heart. It always takes for someone else to say it before you really think about it. So just a little love gift. Just a little love gift. We talked about this, and really thankful for you. Also, I want to thank everyone that's here for coming out. I wanted to thank you when we started this program, but I really want to thank you for being participative, being interactive with the program, and for all of your thoughts, because I didn't do this alone. First of all, I thank my God, right? Because He gives me the vision. And I had the vision for joy because at a time I needed some joy in my life. And I knew that interacting with other women was giving me some joy. They were giving me support. And so I moved on with that, you know. And I have to share this because this is the month of my mother's birth. She will have a birthday next week if she's in heaven. And she's the reason I started Joy, because I was caretaking her and needed some joy. And I found out that when I started writing, and I had Joy written on the paper as my prototype, she was putting it in her walker and taking it with her to her day program. She really couldn't even pay attention to it, but she just knew something that she wanted to hold on to. And so I said, if she thought it was good, I'm going with it, you know? So that's where Joy came from, and I hope that I do share it with all of you. Okay, and I thank you for your support, because I do feel support, give to gain. I may be giving something, but you have all given me something back. I want you to know that. So I thank you. I'm not going to say anything else. I don't want to miss anybody. So I'm just going to say thank you to you all, okay? Just one more thing. I cannot do this without my daughters, without my granddaughter, without my daughter-in-law. I could not have done that. They don't know how much I appreciate them. Sometimes they lead me, guide me, direct me. I'm the mom, but I do need directing sometimes. But it's all good. They do for me. They travel for me. They're here for me when I need them. And I so appreciate you. I love you. Aww. Yay.